Welcome back to episode 2 of the Creative Space podcast. My name is CS Visual, and I am the host of the Creative Space podcast. And this week's topic, we are going to cover inspiration. So, I'm going to talk about what inspiration means to me, some ways that I'm inspired, and ways I hope to inspire other people. So that's what we're going to be covering on this episode. What inspiration means to me is that inspiration is when you're going through hard times, or even during good times as well, I guess. It's that motivation that keeps you going, that reminder in the back of your head of why you're doing something, why you're pushing, why you're striving to be the best you can be. And I feel like that's what inspiration means to me. Inspiration can be found in many different ways. I'm inspired by different music, different artists, different content creators. I'm influenced by social media, and I'm also influenced by other directors as well, because I feel like that helps me kind of visualize ways to expand my knowledge and my growth as a director as well. So I feel like there's many ways that you can be inspired, and also that you can inspire other people as well. Some influential people in my life, I would say, are my production partner, Chima. He is a very influential person in my life. He helps me grow as a creator, and also as an artist and photographer and videographer, and as a creative in general. Chima is a very good influencer, and I feel like together we are a very good team. And Chima is definitely somebody that has helped me get to where I am to this point as a creator. So I would definitely say him. I'm also inspired by Bad Bunny. I love how he is very engaged in the Hispanic community, and I like how he gives back to the community and the culture. I also like how he carries himself as a person. He's very humble, and he works hard for everything he has. So I'm inspired by him as well. I would also say that I'm inspired by my mom and my sister as well, because they're two of the most important people in my life. So I would definitely say that they inspire me when I'm going through a hard time. They're two of the people that help me hold on to push and keep going. So yeah, those are just some of the people that inspire me. I'm also inspired by a lot of music, and like the actual sound of music and lyrics of music. I'm inspired by the story that goes into making a song, and the behind the scenes work, the creative aspect of a song. I love everything about it. And I also am inspired by Peter McKinnon. I love watching his YouTube channels, and he actually did a challenge in one of his videos where they look back at 5 photographs that they had taken, and they just talk about the story behind the photograph, and I thought that was pretty cool. That was one way I was kind of inspired this week, and I hope to maybe do that myself in an upcoming episode, and just kind of, we'll talk about, my couple of my favorite photos and maybe tell the story behind those photos. So shout out to Peter McKinnon. I was inspired by that this week as well. So, okay, so one way I would say that I find inspiration during hard times, when I'm, kind of at a low, is I like to reflect back on progress and growth. I feel like that can be very motivational when you look back on self-progress and self-growth. I know lately I've been kind of hard on myself, and I've been just kind of discouraged with my progress. I feel like some days I wake up and I'm extremely strong and I feel like I can attack the day, and then other days there's days where I don't feel like I can lift anything, and it's hard to walk and move around. And I feel like at times it can be discouraging, but it's also inspiring to look at how far that I've overcame in a short amount of time. I remember when I was in a coma, they were telling me that I wouldn't walk again, or they were saying that I could be paralyzed. And I could hear all those things when I was asleep. And I feel like that is my motivation in the back of my head when I get very tired or when I'm fatigued. I feel like I hear the voice of those doctors and nurses saying that I'll never walk again or I'll be paralyzed. And it kind of pushes me to keep going. So I would say that I try to look at my personal growth and my personal progress and use it as inspiration for myself, just because I know that what I'm going through is temporary, and I know that it's not the end journey, it's not the end chapter, and it's not where I'm going to end up. So I know that everything that I'm going through is temporary, and if I just continue to take things a day at a time, a step at a time, and reflect on my progress, I know that I'll get to where I want to be in life. Another thing that I was inspired by this week is that I posted 5 videos on TikTok and also released my first music video of the year. And in total this week, with those TikTok views and YouTube views, this week alone, my work has been seen by 3,000 people. So I would say that in itself is pretty inspiring and is a positive takeaway for this week, because mentally and physically I've been down and kind of at a low this week. But reflecting back on the creative side of things, I would say that this week has been a very it's been a very productive and inspiring week as a creator. So I would say that was a good thing about this week. Since the video that I shot was not very long, I'm gonna go ahead and just play that, and yeah, you guys can see a little bit of my work and my first music video of the year. So here is that video. I'm going to head and play that now.
I just move so militant, hide out, get the drilling shit. We don't leave no witnesses, came to score, need no assist. Spin the bin back to the spot, shorty at that sit the drop. Park the whip around the block, wipe her nose, city hot. We gon' tour they block, meaning that we gon' be back at bang. Once we get this drop, we on this top, and
to go over and check out that video on YouTube, ATM Sud. That is intro. And stay tuned. We have a lot more work coming this year. So shout out to ATM Sud. Happy New Year, and thank you for being the first artist I was able to work with this year, brother. Alright, so that wraps things up for episode 2 of the Creative Space Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope to continue to drop this podcast once a week, to continue to push myself and inspire others. And be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more content. Thank you so much for tuning in to episode 2. Stay tuned for episode 3 coming next Sunday. Thank you and have a nice week.
I ain't even really tryna press up on you, shorty, but I really like the way that you moving your body. Got the nails done, hair done, and a curvy waist. Drop them hips on me, baby, you could set the pace.